I fake all my photos. At least that's what some people might say online. So recently, Thomas Heaton made a video about not editing out power lines in his photos. Thomas Heaton is a YouTuber photographer that I quite admire. But when the video popped up, I watched it. I didn't really think too much of it. But then another video popped up in my feed from RH Adentures, who's got a really interesting photography channel. You guys should check it out. But he talked about certain points that I kind of disagree with, and the comments I found myself disagreeing with more, where essentially, if you start editing stuff out, is it faking a photo? Because at some point, when you start removing stuff, you're not capturing the essence of the scene anymore. You're not showing how it was true to form. And the points in the video and the comments on the video were quite polarizing to me. And I just figured I'd take this time to add my 2 cents to it. This isn't beef or anything. This is not me trying to pick a fight or anything. I literally just want to add my own 2 cents to the whole discussion. And I would love to open up the discussion in the comments below and hear your guys' thoughts. See, personally, I edit out distractions in my photos. I will clone certain things out, or I will use generative fill AI to remove something. That might include a car, a person, power lines, trash, any sort of thing that I feel detracts from the photo that I'm trying to shoot. Now, I don't do heavy manipulations. I used to in the past when I was learning how to use Photoshop, and you kind of get carried away with certain things, sky replacements, adding stuff that wasn't there before. But that in of itself is an entirely different art form that can be labeled as something completely different, because essentially it's just a collage of a bunch of different photos all put together, kind of like a scrapbook idea. And I don't see anything wrong with that, but again, that's not true to form. That's not how that area was. You can't just take a landscape and put the Eiffel Tower in there. It just wouldn't make sense. But it looks cool, and it's its entirely own media. See, I don't mind removing certain things when my shot is 90% landscape, 10% power lines or people. I don't mind taking those people out of there because it's not a huge issue to me. I'm focusing on the landscape, and the landscape is what I want to portray. I don't want to portray somebody's grandma in the corner picking her nose in my beautiful landscape shot. You know what I mean? But I guess I understand the idea that this photo is not quite real. There's a bit of fakery to it, or trickery, because if I take that photo and I edit some things out, and then you go to that location and go to shoot it, and you see, oh, there's power lines here. Oh, there's an ugly telephone pole here. That damn guy lied to me. Well, I've gone to photo locations that I've seen on Instagram, and I've wanted to shoot them myself, and there's been distractions there. But I never focus on it. I've never really looked at those distractions and be like, oh, that photographer lied to me. Mainly because I just focus on the landscape, and the photo that I'm trying to make is a representation of that landscape in its most true form without the human interaction, the human element to it. I try and get rid of that. But a lot of times these distractions can work for your photo. It just really depends on what you're trying to shoot and what story you're trying to tell. Because if you have a lot of trash in your scene, but you want to tell, the story of how badly humans treat these beautiful locations, then you would want to have, this amazing open landscape or mountains, trees, whatever. And then you have the trash in the foreground, and you want to show the element of trash and beautiful nature and how we are destroying our environment. That in of itself can be a story. Or if you can get more simple and you just want to show the beauty of this trail and how walkable it is and friendly it is, you might want to just set up there and wait for somebody to walk their dog through, and that's pretty much its own story in of itself. So there's certain things where it works and certain things where it doesn't work. A lot of the times for me, I'm just trying to showcase the landscape, and human element, whether that's trash, power lines, cars, that sort of thing, I just get rid of it because I find it distracting, and it's not something that I'm even focusing on when I'm taking the photo. When I'm out there looking at the landscape, I'm not focused on the buoy floating around in the water. I'm not focused on the bear paw wrapper or somebody's crack needle on the patio or something. I don't care about that. I'm looking at this beautiful landscape, and that is the photo that I'm going to show you guys, the finished product. So let me know your thoughts below. Am I not a real photographer, or is this something that you agree with? Let me know. I'd love to open up the discussion below. And check out my other vlogs. There's tons of vlogs, bunch of random crap on my channel that you guys can watch, and I would absolutely love it if you guys subscribe to the channel. All right, you guys have a good one. Peace.